I'm Sharon Bueno with Trenchless Technology Magazine at the 2011 No Dig Show. Tonight at the gala dinner, they're going to be formally recognizing the 2010 Trenchless Technology Project of the Year for rehabilitation and new installation. With me this morning is Ron Halderman with Mears Group, who will be part of the ceremony tonight for accepting for the new installation.
Right.
And the project is the Middlesex Raritan River HDD project.
That's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the project, what the purpose of it was, and where it was located?
Sure. The project was essentially a repair of an existing main line that Middlesex County had there. It had developed a number of leaks over the years, and obviously they had decided to repair that. They looked at various methods to do this and came to the conclusion with their prime consultants to use horizontal directional drilling to cross the Raritan River and tie it in.
Now, what was the length of the project and the diameter of pipe used?
Okay, now that's kind of the unique part. It was about 5,400 feet, a little over a mile long, which is not really a record in our HDD business. However, we were using a new type of pipe, which is fusible PVC, polyvinyl chloride, 24-inch diameter. This was the longest envisioned project with fusible PVC that had been done to this point. So there was a little bit of risk taking on the part of the owner and various things to put this particular pipe in use.
Now, who were the key players in the project, the owner and the different contractors involved?
Right. The owner was Middlesex Water Company, and their prime consultant was CDM. We were working directly for the prime contractor, which was Northeast Remsco. We were doing the directional drilling, Mears, of course, and the pipe manufacturing company, the one that has the proprietary patent on fusible PVC, Underground Solutions, was doing the fabrication.
The project presented a lot of challenges for the team involved. Can you talk about a few of them? I know logistics was a problem, and not problem, but a challenge, as well as the soils.
Well, I think there are several. Number one, geology was an interesting thing here. Quite an assortment of materials under the river. Particularly at a certain depth, there was some very hard bedrock. The design by CDM was to try to go down as deep as possible but not hit the bedrock, and then come back all the way to the other side. In order to design something that shallow, which it had to be because of the bedrock, there was the certain risk of what we call frac outs, where the fluids may come up into the water instead of going back to the borehole, so those were risks. The other risk, of course, was the fact that polyvinyl chloride fused in this capacity had never been pulled that far with this size of pipe. So that definitely was a risk that was taken by the owner.
Was there a logistic problem regarding the layout of the pipe prior to pullback?
Yes, it was an extremely tight area that the pipe had to be made up in. In other words, it had to be in a very confined area. It was laid out in 3 or 4 different strings parallel, and then at the time of the pullback, each one of these strings had to be fused. So we would have to pull one string, and then we would have to stop, fuse the string, pull the string. And on top of all that, because this is a fairly large pipe, each of the strings that were going in the hole had to be filled with water to neutralize the buoyancy. So yes, there was a lot of logistical issues in terms of the pipe itself.
Were there any challenges from a drilling standpoint?
Yes, there were. We had to set up the primary drilling rig very, very near to the water. Consequently, we had to drive in some large 42-inch conductor casing to try to prevent frac out in the river. Again, like I said, skimming down above the bedrock and then drilling through some very loose formations coming up on the far side. So we had 2 rigs, 160,000-pound rig on the drill side and an 880,000-pound rig on the far side to pull the pipe when we eventually got there.
What were some of the keys to making this project a success for everybody involved?
I think there was one real key, and that was the complete cooperation and integrated effort that we were able to fuse together with the owner, the consultant, the prime contractor, and the pipe manufacturer. This worked I've been in this business a long time, and this worked beautifully on this project, and I think that was the key.
Thank you very much.
You bet, Sharon.